Hello and welcome to my corner of the internet. I'm Darkbloom and today we're going to be talking about Ark Survival Ascended. Grab your paper towels because this is going to be a messy one. Let's talk about what Ark Survival Ascended even is first and foremost. It is a brand new re-released version of Ark Survival Evolved. It is Ark Survival Evolved shoved into Unreal Engine 5 and given all the wonderful technical advancements that come with using Unreal Engine 5. It is a rebuilt version of Ark Evolved. If you're not sure what Ark even is, well, allow me to explain. Ark is an action-adventure survival game with a variety of maps. The twist with Ark compared to other survival games is there are dinosaurs. Ascended has a laundry list of quality of life improvements, graphical upgrades, and some tweaks to the overall way the game functions in certain aspects. Now this whole video isn't going to be me just shitting on the game because I do very much enjoy my time with Ark. But I'm just going to rip the band-aid off right here, right now, and just say it. Ark Survival Ascended is a fucking mess. I'll start with Studio Wildcard changing their release plans multiple times. On release, there is only the first map available, and no Survival of the Fittest, which is Ark's Battle Royale mode. Just has a giant coming soon on the main menu, which, for all we know, can mean the goddamn year 3000. So if you're expecting to jump into Ark Survival Ascended and play the DLC maps like Genesis, Ragnarok, Scorched Earth, or any of them really, it's not going to happen. They're not there. And the only map there is the island and maybe a mod map that's like halfway done. The original plan for Studio Wildcard was to have a season pass to unlock the later DLC maps at a later date. This caused an absolute fucking uproar and forced Studio Wildcard to backpedal on those plans. It's just the island right from the gate, even though we were supposed to get the Battle Royale mode and Scorched Earth map, but they ended up switching gears, and it is what it is in the end. We just have the first map. We're supposed to get Scorched Earth and technically Aberration by the end of 2023, but I don't think it's going to happen. Due to how many times they revise the roadmap, it feels like they're really winging it. Now I won't lie, Ark Survival Ascended looks absolutely gorgeous at times, with the new stunning lumen lighting, a wonderful atmosphere, and clouds that actually go really well with it. The dinosaur textures look amazing, and at times with the atmospheric enhancements make for some great visuals. The upgrades done in Unreal Engine 5 completely warrant this version of the game. Like, no one's looking at it and say, ew, why are they doing that? The original Ark came out in 2015. So it's kind of understandable they wanted to revamp their game. Just the way they kind of went about it has been a little bit messy, especially with all the backpedaling and then changes to the overall roadmap. But it is what it is in the end. It just looks fantastic, I ain't gonna lie. There's moments where I'm just playing and I just look around at the world and I'm like, wow, okay. This looks real nice. And I have not done that for the original Ark, even in the slightest. I always thought that game looked meh at best. The game truly does make use of the new tech provided by Unreal Engine 5, however, the performance can be absolute fucking dogshit. The developers left in a ton of console commands so you can help alleviate some of the performance hits, because this game will cause it, especially if you have the new fluid engine from Fluid Ninja on and the foliage interaction crap on. It will tax your system heavily. But there's a lot of console commands that you can enter in and it can make it easier, like volumetric clouds, and you can reduce the shadow quality further. You could also reduce the number of like objects rendered within the foliage, just a ton of stuff to help with the frame rates. The volumetric clouds, in my opinion, is the best console command if you're a PC struggling. You'll easily get 15 to 20 FPS boosts just entering that code and getting rid of all the clouds and atmospheric effects. But I really enjoy them, so at times I will take the performance hit to enjoy the new tech upgrades, because if I really didn't want to play with the clouds, I would kind of just go back to old Ark. But at this point, this version has so much more stuff going on for it, and honestly, they're done supporting Ark Evolved anyway, so we don't really have a choice. The game runs like Ark. Like, nothing has changed about that, even with the new version of the game. There are new issues, new types of crashes, new bugs, a whole boatload of new bullshit for players to navigate through. Ascended loves to crash when I'm barely flying above the tree lines with a bird full of loot, resulting in me falling and dying. But wait, there's more. I have no death icon, so if I crash like this, I'll have to go off my bird's icon and try to find my body, which is really fucking annoying. The frame rates can vary between 15 to 60 FPS depending on what's going on. Like, it's pretty unstable at times, and if you have a bigger base, buckle up for some heavy frame drops, especially when you're opening your large behemoth doors. I play on a modest rig, nothing brand new, but not too old either, and I'm definitely within the realm of probably more near the recommended specs. And I struggle with this game quite a bit, while other newer 2023 games run near perfectly. The old version of Ark Evolve runs, kind of dog shit too, so it's kind of not surprising. It's just an unoptimized game, but there's a lot of improvements with the new version, a lot of quality of life, and they have a lot of room to work with, especially as Unreal Engine 5 continues to get better, because it is getting updated constantly by Epic. I could honestly make a whole 10-minute rant video about all the shit I've lost due to crashing in this game, but I'm not going to. I just think, honestly, the world will find peace before Ark ever runs stable across the board. There are glaring issues with the game, so much so that your dynamos will literally ascend into the air. Before we get into the next topic though, if you're enjoying this video, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more gaming content. The changes that come with the game are very welcome. For example, you no longer need to attach wires to electrical items or pipes for water. It has a wireless effect to it, to where if you have a generator in your base, anything within that given radius will be powered. The same idea basically applies for water. Chemistry bench only need electric source now, so a generator, which is a huge win. Cross-platform modding and multiplayer, which is kind of impressive if the modding system works how they want it to. As of writing, the only version 2 release is a PC version, so we're not quite sure how this will actually work yet. Studio Wildcard seems to have a lot of faith in their new modding system, so we'll see. That doesn't really say much though, if you know anything about this company, but we'll get to that later. You can now find baby dinosaurs in the wild walking near their parents. You can straight up off the parents and steal the babies. Neat stuff. There is so much more in terms of the new Unreal Engine features, the quality of life, that I'm just not going to go over every single bullet point. But yeah, these are the main changes. Ark basically reset itself as well. There are no cryopods right now outside of mods. There are no items that were released in later DLCs or update. It's basically back to square one with Ark as Survival Ascended. It's like hopping back into the game in the original release. The game seems to have been rushed out of the gate, unfortunately, and there's reasons to why I think this. The game was originally supposed to release in August, with Survival of the Fittest and Scorched Earth available at launch, while the game was delayed until October, and we didn't get either of those things. Alright, it's time to talk about these companies, because there's a lot to say. Snail Games and Studio Wildcard have had their hands pretty dirty lately. Well, not lately, for a long time. Snail Games purchased Studio Wildcard in 2015, and ever since then the game has been embroiled in controversy within its player base, and outside of it. Accusations of the publishers giving tribes special privileges, banning players who raid tribes that are connected to the publishers, spawning items then on official servers for people, Snail Games losing millions of dollars and almost having to file for bankruptcy. Yeah, this plot gets thick really fucking quick. To help climb out of the grasp of bankruptcy, Snail Games and Studio Wildcard made a deal with Nitrado. Nitrado is a server hosting company that supplies servers for games like Ark, Rust, DayZ, you get the point. The developers pretty much gave a server monopoly to Nitrado for Ark Survival Ascended. They signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Nitrado. Basically, this deal helped pull Snail Games and Studio Wildcard from that bankruptcy threat. So without this deal, they probably wouldn't even have a future, if I'm being honest. That being said, this is a horrible way to do it. Nitrado is terrible, and we're about to get into that. But I think there was better ways to do this, and the way they did it really locked Ark Survival Ascended into, what's the word here? A future shit show, probably, if I'm being honest. So with Nitrado, it's a piss poor server company. I'm just gonna be honest. If you want to play or own an unofficial server on Ark, you have to use Nitrado. There's no other option. And let me just say, it's fucking rough. So the server I'm in with a small group of friends, they rented the server and I got invited in, and it's been fine, but at first it was just such a fucking shit show, and there's no excuse for it. The way they forced to use Nitrado is rough. There's basically no customer service, server conflicts, and issues getting settings to actually save and work, and just overall server performance is kind of dog shit most of the times. There is at most 7 of us on this server, this specific server I'm talking about, and yet it acts like we have a 50+ player server. I am not a fan of Nitrado, and I think the decision to give him a monopoly over the servers will come back and bite Ark Ascended right in its dino ass. Honestly, fuck Nitrado. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck Nitrado. Basically, the player base is gonna have to suffer with the poor ass server company just because Snail Games don't know how to manage their finances and don't have high risk management strategies. So thank you for that, Snail Games. Really appreciate that. Outside of all these issues, I have put about 150+ hours into this game already with a wonderful group of friends, one of which helped me learn the game even more than what I did when I played it years ago on my own. Throughout all the crashes, ascending dinosaurs, and low frame rate spikes, I still find myself having an amazing time with this game. I love almost everything about Ark in its premise, an open world full of dinosaurs for you to discover, survive, thrive, and build in. What more can you ask for, honestly, especially when you love dinosaurs like me? It's a great game idea wrapped in a lot of issues. And don't worry, there's no short supply of jankiness in this game. This game bleeds jankiness. I'll give you one example. Sarko's getting animation lock. Bro, what the fuck? I can't do anything. I'm gonna get yanked because of this fucking bullshit. What is it doing? What are you, a Beyblade? Fuck. I've just had a blast playing this game. It's mainly with the group of friends, but this game itself is actually fun to play on my own. I'll hop in the server by myself without my tribe mates on or anything like that and just play and grind and go tame shit. Like, this game pulls you in once you actually start to play it. There's tons of opportunities for big laughs. Me and my friend are laughing all the time at dumb shit going on.
There's some more cementing paste in there. I'm about to go get more.
You're still laying on the floor, zooming around the floor.
What?
Go run around.
And it's just great, honestly. I do love this game despite all of its issues. I have found huge enjoyment in exploring, looking for dinosaurs to tame, seeing if they have any stats that are better than the ones I have, and then breeding them for colors and shit like that. I have not played any official servers in Ark Ascended yet, because that's just asking to instantly hate this game if I'm being honest. If you're new, I don't recommend official. The corruption from Snail Games allowing certain groups to pretty much own the servers, it mainly stays on the official ones. I'm not sure how big of an issue that is nowadays, but it is an issue. So just be warned about that one. The game has a lot of gameplay mechanics to really learn and master. None of it really makes itself clear right out of the gate. It's the same gameplay as Ark Survival Evolved. I mean, just slightly tweaked for better or worse depending on who you ask. I love this game, I'm just gonna say it. That being said, it is so hard for me to actively recommend this game to someone who doesn't really know what Ark's about, because the mess that comes with this game is pretty fucking big. It has a lot of baggage with it. I think it has major issues that can't be ignored, and the business practices of Snail Games has stagnated the growth of Ark for the last 8 years due to their malpractice. I think Ark is a wonderful game at its core, and I will probably keep playing it as time goes on, but I really hope Studio Wildcard can really pull themselves out of the shitstorm Snail Games has put them in. There isn't any other game where I can hop on, build a base, tame dinos, fight dinos, breed dinos, attack other players, do big ass boss fights, explore, and ride a fucking T-Rex. Once I got over that little learning curve, I was hooked on this game. Studio Wildcard does have a roadmap for Ascendant, which, if it's still on track, we should have one of the DLC maps by the end of the year, but it should be two, because they did say Aberration would come before 2024, and we're already pretty much in December. I really do love this game. There is just so much about it that pulls me in, makes me want to play, makes me want to discover new things, go through caves, all this nonsense. But there's also so much that happens that makes me just want to close the game out and uninstall it. There is pros and cons with this game. that are pretty evened out. Like, as long as you can handle the performance dips, or you have a NASA rig from the fucking future or something, you'll be alright when it comes to performance. Otherwise, you might have to make some tweaks, use some console commands, and, you know, figure it out that way. With Ark Survival Ascended, they do have DLSS in it, like every other game coming out in 2023, so there's that. And I think the future of this game can be pretty bright. Right now is looking a little shaky. Like, this game has mixed reviews on Steam. The review section is a whole boatload of different issues from people, and it's just hard to tell. Ark Survival Ascended is something special. Like, this game I love and I hate. It's one of them games where I can tell you 1,000 things wrong with it, but sit there and play it for 200 hours more than what I already have on it, kind of thing. Like, it's one of them games, and I love it. I hate it. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. I'm gonna continue playing it, and as things unravel a little bit more, and as DLC rolls out, I'll probably cover the game a bit more, but yeah. This is Ark Survival Ascended. A wonderful mess. I don't think wonderful is actually the word for it. A mess. Until next time, guys. I'll see you in the next video. I'm DarkBloom. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. More gaming content on the way. I'll see you guys in the next one.
I'm almost dead. I'm having
Good.